Happy Sunday. You may have heard by now that I am starting a new course Friday, January 13th. It's called Supernatural Superhuman, a 9-week adventure in the art of reinvention. It should go without saying that this is a course all about empowerment of spirit, empowerment of body, mind, emotions, heart, all of that which makes us us. To find empowerment, one of the things that we have to do is look at all of the narratives that we have all been taught that disempower us. Let me give you some examples. I'll start with the one that pretty much all of us know, that Jesus Christ died for our sins. I'm not going to disrespect Christianity. I'm not going to disrespect any of the other traditions that we look at, but I will hold them to account because there's no spirituality, religion, mythology out there that has all of our best interests in mind. No. Jesus Christ dying for our sins, that's an awful thing to teach anybody, especially children. But it's not just Christianity that has problematic themes throughout. We can see that in Eastern traditions like Buddhism, especially when it comes to reincarnation. How many of us don't have a firm grasp on karma or reincarnation, and how many of us walk around saying things like, well, I must be paying for something that I did in a past life? That's a disempowering narrative as well. Something else that we're all familiar with? Disney princesses, fairy tales. Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Rapunzel, all of these princesses had to suffer before they got what was supposed to be theirs. Cinderella had to scrub a floor and suffer under the rule of her wicked stepmother until the fairy godmother came out of nowhere and said, well, okay, well, I'll help you. A lot of us have mixed up ideas of what the world should be handing us based on those disempowering narratives that we're fed. I'll also take a look at New Age bullshit that we're fed. I'm going to take a look at Mercury retrograde. A lot of people talk about Mercury retrograde and then the world ends. And that is a disempowering narrative. We're giving our power over to an astrological event. That's not to say we shouldn't take them into consideration and respond accordingly when they do affect us, as they will. But we don't give our authority or power over to that event. The other thing that I will take issue with, and this is something that is sort of a personal stickler of mine, is the New Age disempowering narrative around being an empath. A lot of folks haven't heard of this. A lot of folks are familiar with this. The idea of being an empath is this idea that, well, I'm really feeling other people and it affects me greatly. Every time that I've heard about people talking about being an empath, it has always been from a place of suffering. They can't do something, they can't be something because that they're an empath. And empathy is a human attribute. Every humans have empathy. And just like every human attribute, that exists within us on a scale of 0 to 10. Some people have zero empathy, and that would make them a sociopath. Some people have a lot of empathy, which does make them susceptible to the energies around them. But we don't buy into a disempowering narrative. Join me Friday, January 13th, as we start Supernatural Superhuman, especially if you're looking for empowerment. You'll find a community. You'll find a group of like-minded individuals who are asking the same questions as you. You'll find art projects. You'll find collaborative art projects. And it will be partly a scavenger hunt and a role-playing game where you will have missions to go accomplish out in the world to help break that cage that you find yourself in. Friday, January 13th, Supernatural Superhuman, a 9-week adventure in the art of reinvention. You can sign up for it at deepeartharts.com/supernatural. See you there.